Hi, y'all. It's me, Bob. Once again, it's been a while since I've done a video, but this is important. So I wanted to make sure that I had this on a video for YouTube. And it all starts with what happened Friday with President Trump and Zelensky. Many people that are into Bible prophecy could feel that that was an important meeting, pretty much because the aftermath, it appears to us that it's probably a dividing point because it appears that all of Europe has sided with Zelensky, and United States, of course, has sided with Trump. Most of us have sided with Donald Trump, us conservatives and Christians. Of course, the liberals would side with Trump if he was Jesus himself. But anyway, there are a lot of YouTube videos that are coming out, and what they're saying, and what I also felt immediately, was that it's a dividing point, and it will begin to accelerate some Bible prophecy. And that has to do with the revived Roman Empire, the unification of Europe, because we know eventually, according to Daniel and Revelation, that the revived Roman Empire will rule during the tribulation period. It won't be United States. It won't be Donald Trump. It'll be the Emperor of Europe, which will be Emmanuel Macron, because my website is all about Emmanuel Macron, and we know that he is the AntiChrist. If you're not sure about that, look at my website and go through hundreds of articles that we have. Join our mailing list, and after a while, you'll be sure also that Macron is the Antichrist. But what I wanted to talk about today is a video that the Prime Minister of Britain just came out, and he mentioned during that video something about the coalition of the willing. And when I heard him say that, it immediately brought back some memories. I think it was 2018 or 2019, um, that Emmanuel Macron put forth the idea of something called the coalition of the willing. And it was in complete reference to the 10 nation army, military wing, if you will, of Europe. He wanted to unite Europe, and he wanted to make sure that Europe had a standing military. And he mentioned, as I said, something called the coalition of the willing. It also had to do with something called the concentric circles. Macron was putting forth his global government, if you will. He had an idea of leadership of concentric circles, with the inner concentric circle being probably this 10 nations that will form this military leg of the European Union, or I think it's going to be something completely different than the European Union, and NATO, of course, will not play a role during the tribulation period. And that's another reason why this Trump-Zelensky meeting that took place Friday is important also. It's probably going to do away with NATO as Europe gets stronger and stronger under the leadership of Emmanuel Macron. Uh, Macron also put forth something called the EPC, European, I can't remember what it was, but EPC, which was another brainchild of Macron, and this was going to be an important part also of this revived Roman Empire. And I think that that is going to be and replace the European Union and replace NATO. And of course, Macron will be in charge of that. He'll have the concentric circles with the inner circle of the 10. The outer circles will make up the other members of the countries in Western Europe. Starmer also in that video that I was mentioning also made mention to some of the countries that were not able to put up any military equivalent to form this 10-nation military army, and those other countries that weren't able to meet the particular goals that Starmer and Macron were looking for might form the other concentric circles, the two outer concentric circles that I just mentioned. You can find all of this on my website. Macron is the Antichrist.info. We talk a lot about these concentric circles. We talk about the 10-nation European Union or European Army that Macron, from the very beginning, wanted to formalize, and he was way ahead of the game here. He knew that Europe was going to be powerful, and he knew that Europe could not depend on the United States for its security. In my opinion, I don't even think that was part of it. I think he just wanted to make sure that Europe was as powerful as it could be with or without the United States. He's recently even put forth the idea of sharing his nuclear weapons. France is the only country in Europe that has nuclear weapons of their own. Some of the other countries, Germany and Britain, have nuclear weapons, but they belong to other countries, probably the United States. But France has its own nuclear weapons, 40 or 50 of them, from what I understand. And Macron wants to share those nuclear weapons with the other countries, probably with these 10 countries that he's looking to codify. And with the offering of the nuclear weapons, they can have strength and go against Russia, and Europe will be powerful. The Bible talks about this revived Roman Empire. It says, "Who can make war with the beast?" So we know that Emmanuel Macron, under the auspices of the devil himself, when he's possessed with the devil, will be unstoppable. And with this military coalition that's forming right now in front of our eyes, today is Monday, the 3rd of March, and I'm predicting that this whole week every day we'll have another miracle, if you will, in reference to this formation of the European army due to what happened with Trump and Zelensky. And it's going to be incredible to watch. We're watching the forming of these 10 nations. The scriptures say that in Daniel, that when you see these 10 nations, by the way, we won't see them. It'll be after the rapture. But when the world sees these 10 nations form to make this coalition, at that time, the Bible says that God will set up his kingdom that will last forever. You can find that in the book of Daniel. So shortly after these 10 nations are set up by Emmanuel Macron, it's then that we're in the end days. It's then that we're in the tribulation period. And it's then that God will close that whole deal and set up his kingdom, which we know as the millennium. And then after that, eternity. But as I said, we are watching, and especially this week, as I predicted with my email group, that this is going to be a standout week where Macron is going to step forward, and the world will see how much work he's putting into setting up this military wing of Europe. It should be quite obvious that Emmanuel Macron is the Antichrist, because nobody else is doing what he's doing. Nobody else is stepping forward to set up this 10-nation coalition. And if you go back, as I said, to my website, in 2019, I think it is, 18 or 19, he was well into setting all of this up. Of course, COVID came shortly after that. set back Macron and his desires for a one world government featuring the formation of the European countries. So that was a setback, but shortly after COVID, we're getting back to a lot of the things that Macron had originally set up. This EPC that I mentioned before, the 10-nation European military arm that he looked into, the coalition of the willing. I haven't heard that used in years, and it's a red flag, should be to the world, when they realized that it was Macron who mentioned this term, and he specifically mentioned that they had to unify with Britain because Great Britain, England has a very powerful military, and Macron knew at that time that they had to have a unification with Britain and Germany, of course. So here is the Prime Minister of England, Starmer. To me, it sounded like he just got off of a phone call with Macron. So he mentioned the coalition of the willing, and it's just step one in what's going on. And you could just put all the pieces together with what's going on. Israel's talking about the red heifers. They're talking about Psalm 83 again. There's just so much going on. I just read an article where Europe is looking for a world leader. They can't trust Trump anymore, so they're looking for a free world leader. And I've got a suggestion for them, and they should take that suggestion because it's going to be Macron anyway. So I just wanted to keep you all up to date with this, and there will be definitely more coming, and it's just the beginning. But keep an eye on Israel, keep an eye on what's going on in the Temple Mount, keep an eye on Europe, of course, and this formation of the European military, which, according to the Bible, will take place exactly right after the rapture, the signing of the peace treaty, Daniel 9:27. So boy, are we close if they're talking about that right now. Okay, keep an eye on all these things. As I said, log into my website, Macron is the AntiChrist.info, and sign up, become on our email list, and I keep everybody up to date with what's going on. Okay, thanks.